Hello, welcome back to Moonlife Astro. And today we're going to be talking about Saturn re-entering Pisces. This is happening today, September 1st. And it's also happening inside of eclipse season and against the backdrop of Pluto and Aquarius. So I just want to dive into all of that. In a nutshell, Saturn re-enters Pisces. Pluto continues this revolution in Aquarius. And we're also preparing for the Aquarius Leo eclipses of 2026. So this is a transition phase. We're transitioning out of the last 18 months or so. We're about to go into the next 18 months or so cycle, which will begin February 2026. So Saturn, it equals boundaries, mastery and discipline. Pisces, surrender, intuition, and spiritual integration. Pluto, deep transformation through collective shifts. And the eclipse season is usually always about powerful closures and endings and cosmic invitations to put us on our path of destiny. So now Saturn dipped into Aries briefly in May and is finishing its journey in Pisces from now until February 2026. So it first went into Pisces in March 2023. And so think about what's transitioned or what's transformed for you from March 23 to 2025 in May of this year. And if there's anything from that time period that's coming back now for review or closure between now and February 2026. We could be looking at collective lessons around balancing structure and surrender, the art of holding a vision without controlling the timeline. Or another way of expressing it is surrendering to the unknown. Now, for solopreneurs, entrepreneurs, creative visionaries like yourselves, this may bring up boundaries around creativity, your spiritual work, and your intuitive offerings. This could be an opportunity to reassess some of your business structures so that they support your freedom instead of fostering burnout. Allow intuitive practices to guide your planning. And again, we're also in eclipse season. We're about to have that first eclipse, which is going to be happening September 7th. I do have a separate video on that, so feel free to check that out as well. Eclipses are really about dissolving the old and inviting the new. So eclipses can bring accelerated shifts, endings, and new paths. Pisces is surrender, intuition, or spiritual connection. And it's in Virgo. Well, it meets Virgo, the Pisces Virgo eclipse season that we're in right now. So Virgo is systems, refinement, and practical planning. So these next 6 months, they're a bridge between your old identity and the version of you that you want to lead with in 2026. For myself, I'm looking at different ways of expanding my work as an astrologer, helping people more with planning around the moon. I want to invite you into my Skool community, Moonlife Astro, on the Skool platform, Skool. It's a space where people can talk about these moon transits, the eclipses, how the astrology is impacting us and how it's helping us transform ourselves individually, and how it's impacting how we live our businesses, how we put our vision and purpose out into the world. And it's going to have a weekly Q&A included in that, so people can ask me questions about the astrology, the moon transits, and just how it all works. And also, it's just a space to have more community. And I'm also going to be building out other things for it as well between now and the next 6 months. And so I'm hoping by the time of this next February 2026, at the beginning of the Aquarius Leo eclipse series, that space is going to look very differently than what it does now. Hopefully, it'll be more robust and even more helpful and supportive of people as well. And I'm giving myself permission to show up as a leader in that space, in that way. That's how I'm transforming and changing my own identity currently right now. So look at what messages are coming to the surface for you. And it may not be apparent this week. It may take a few weeks or a couple months for this to unfold as Saturn moves through Pisces again, as it's cleaning up the work that began in 2023. So maybe one action step you can take is take some inventory of what feels heavy or unsustainable in your business. Give yourself permission to refine priorities around aligned visibility. Where do you feel safe showing up as your true, authentic self? And give yourself permission to create more space, physically, mentally, and emotionally, for what's coming in. And again, I talked about this in my other video, but I'm going to touch on it again here as well. We are preparing for the Aquarius Leo eclipse series. Aquarius Leo is the we versus me axis in many ways. Aquarius is about the people, the collective, and Leo is about giving us uh, encouragement to be our full, true selves, to really show up as our authentic selves. So there's always a dynamic, a push-pull between that axis. And so that eclipse series that's going to be beginning in February of next year, this is going to be probably a massive identity transition for creatives, leaders, and solopreneurs. Since Aquarius is always about innovation, networks, tech integration, collective impact. And again, this is against the Pluto in Aquarius, which is going to be in Aquarius for another 19 years. Pluto is deep transformation. It's going to deeply affect how we work, especially in technology. We're already seeing it with AI and how people use AI. And this eclipse series is probably going to reveal even more changes and upsets and upheavals in the workspace in certain industries. So it'll be interesting to see how that unfolds throughout the rest of September. What announcements are made about industries collapsing, or what part of the workforce will be laid off as a result of some of these technological advancements, and what new jobs are going to be created, what new opportunities are going to be coming to the surface. Leo is visibility, heart-led leadership, and creative self-expression. So I also do think what we're going to see on the positive level as a result of all of these changes is more and more people becoming spiritual entrepreneurs, that there's going to be more a rise in that, more healers and soul or spiritual leaders, helping people find their true path, their true north. We're transitioning, we're becoming a different species, really, honestly. And there's going to be a need for people to walk people through that process. You know, it's one of the things that I'm hoping to be a part of as well, to help people make that transition into what it really means to be alive on the planet right now, and how to show up as our full, authentic self. Because I really do believe and feel that a lot of the solutions that we're seeking that needs to make the world a better place, that's where it starts. It starts with people waking up to who they truly are as a human being, their essence, their energy. And then from that, their gifts will come to the surface, their talents and their skills, and new skill sets are coming online. We have new parts of us waking up, and we're going to need people to help people move through that transition, through that shift, and to help bring those skills into manifestation. And so I think that's the positive aspect of what we're going to be looking at over the next at least 2 to 7 years. That's my intuition anyway. Now, some particular planning tips. You can start experimenting with new platforms. For example, me, I'm playing around with Skool. I started it a few months ago and then dropped the membership, and now I brought it back. So I'm going to be learning how to use that platform over the next 6 to 8 months, at least. We're going to be looking at new communities and new content formats as well. So give yourself permission to ask, where are you ready to lead boldly? Even if it means stepping outside of your comfort zone. And also consider other collaborations that can bring your bigger vision into manifestation. And again, we have Pluto in Aquarius, collective transformation, from 2023 until 2043. So we're going to continue to see a reprogramming of power dynamics, technology, collective innovation, for spiritually curious solopreneurs. More digital ecosystems, more AI integrations are redefining our business models. More online communities, more online community memberships and networks that will become more central as we move through our days. And this is also going to inspire many of us to have more personal sovereignty, staying grounded in your voice, your true self. This will help accelerate the transformation that's already happening on Earth. Excuse me, I'm starting to get a little warm, getting excited. In a nutshell, I really do believe we're on the edge of a creative renaissance. We're going to have new skills, new jobs, new industries that have not been born yet, that have not been named. But I really do feel like many spiritually curious solopreneurs are going to be key in developing that. They're going to be on the leading edge of that. So give yourself permission to continue to innovate internally and externally. And in a nutshell, let's just try to integrate it all. we're in a space where soul-aligned action meets strategic planning. Eclipse season in particular is going to force us to release what no longer works. That's always what happens during eclipse seasons. Whatever is not serving you usually gets ripped away. So give yourself support, continue to lean on the communities, the healers, the therapists that you need to, if you do go through some kind of major loss that you weren't expecting. Saturn in Pisces is calling us to trust the spiritual timing, the divine timing of our lives. And Pluto in Aquarius is asking us to reinvent our definitions of leadership, success, and connection. So in particular, for the next 6 months, get crystal clear on your values and your mission if you're not already there, and continue to revise it. I look at this monthly for myself. What do I really want to bring to the collective? How do I really want to show up in the world at this time? And allow yourself to build business systems that allow you to rest, recalibrate, and innovate. Support your nervous system, because the body is really transforming. Like, I mean, literally, we are becoming a new species, and we need physical time to integrate those changes. So basically, in a nutshell, we have Saturn in Pisces, finishing up the lessons from 2023 to 2025 until February 2026. We're on that Pisces Virgo eclipse portal, clearing and redefining as we transition into the energy that's coming in for the Aquarius Leo eclipse series, which begins February 2026, all against the backdrop of Pluto in Aquarius, collective transformation, breakdown of institutions, structures, government. We're seeing that all around the globe. And that's going to continue to change, and probably rapidly, over the next 2 to 4 years in particular. So if anything resonated with you during this video, please put that in the comments. Maybe even just, transformation is the word you can put if you made it this far to the end of the video. I do appreciate that if you have made it this far. Please do like the video. It does help me get the message out to more people. Please subscribe to the channel as well. And please also do join me in my Skool community, Moonlifeastro, $9 a month or $50 for the whole year. And we'll have an opportunity to talk more about the things that I discuss in my videos, and transform ourselves. Let's transform together, and let's grow together. Let's play together, and let's support each other as we go through these really challenging and difficult times. I want us to have a space where it's safe for people to process that and to give themselves to grow as creative visionaries, as solopreneurs, and to do that in support and community. I think that really does make things easier. I know it's made it easier on myself as I've worked with other solopreneurs, helping me grow my business as well. Wishing you much love, ease, and joy. Easefully yours, Darius.